Hi everybody, my name is Victoria, and welcome to a video that I'm already stressed out about. So up until now, I had been planning to do a 21 books that I want to read in 2021 TBR video as just setting some yearly goals to try and get some of my unread books off of my bookshelf. And one thing led to another, and I started to count exactly how many unread books I have. And I was thinking it was going to be like 100, maybe 150. No, guys. I have 203 unread books, at least. 203. That number is quite a bit higher than I had initially anticipated. So I decided, instead of allowing myself to just pick whatever random books, I'm going to pick some books that I definitely want to get to this year that are high priorities, mostly from series that I have started and not finished. But the rest of this TBR is going to be decided by the TBR jar. So I just spent the last hour or so updating my TBR jar. I had made this quite a long time ago, so luckily I didn't have to put 203 books in here. I had to put like 50 books in here that I had bought and had never put in here before. So look at how jam-packed this is. It is crowded in there. Like, these little pieces of papers can barely move. It is bursting at the seams with books. So I'm thinking this is going to be a good way to also get me to read some books that I've owned for a really long time. I'm hoping to get a mix of both newer books that I've bought and also older books that have been on my TBR for literally years. So that is the plan. I have 7 books on my TBR that I have chosen, but everything else after those 7 books is going to be randomized. And I'm a little bit nervous, but also excited because I think there's some books on my physical TBR that I have even forgotten that I own. And so I think this is going to be a great way to kick my butt into gear and get me to start reading through some of my books that I've had forever. All right, let's jump into the madness, shall we? The first books that I need to finish in 2021 are the Grisha books, the rest of the Grisha Trilogy. I started Shadow and Bone. I finished Shadow and Bone in 2020. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars. It was a good time. I really liked the story. I liked the faux Russian fantasy vibes going on, and I didn't hate the characters. It was a little bit tropey as a YA romance fantasy, but it was kind of fun. I think Leigh Bardugo really has some chops for writing as far as what I have seen so far. And so I do want to finish the series in 2021. And there's also the Netflix show coming out, so I would love to be caught up with the Grishaverse and then be able to enjoy the show with all the true fans who have been waiting for it. But I would subsequently like to get into Six of Crows and hopefully Crooked Kingdom if that goes well. This was actually a Christmas gift from my parents, maybe, and I had like thrown these onto an Amazon wish list not knowing anything about them, and my parents got them for me. So I've had these for maybe 3 years now, and it's been too long. These are beautiful books. I have the nice hardcover editions. Like, why have I been sitting on these? Let's get to these. The next 2 books I'm a little bit embarrassed about that they are still on my TBR because I really should have read these by now, and that is the rest of the Farseer Trilogy by Robin Hobb. I read the first book as part of Michael Knipp's Patreon and then ended up getting behind, didn't continue in the series. No good reason why I didn't continue, just didn't have time. Other things took precedence, and I was super enjoying it. I really enjoyed the first book. Need to continue. I've heard it's going to break my heart and that it only gets better, worse from here. Not sure how, depending on how you want to look at that, but I really want to continue with this and then hopefully continue to fall in love with Robin Hobb and get more into her books. So this has to happen in 2021. The last book that I'm going to allow myself to put on this 2021 TBR is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. This is another one of those, why have I not gotten to this yet? I have read all of the Stormlight archives, except I'm like 300 pages away from the end of Rhythm of War. Still working on that, but it's gonna happen this month for sure. And then apparently there's tons of tie-ins into Rhythm of War from Warbreaker, but I probably have missed all of them because I haven't read this storming book. I've also just heard great things and that this is a great time. It's one of the Cosmere books that I haven't read. I need to get to Warbreaker. Definitely gonna happen in 2021. It must. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a really long time, we are gonna break out the TBR jar. So, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I feel like it's only gonna pick like the most giant books on my TBR. I feel like that would happen to me. Let's see. Oh, one already fell out. Okay, this one literally just jumped out of the jar, and it is Ordeal by Innocence by Agatha Christie. This is super exciting to me because I've never read Agatha Christie. Part of my intimidation with Agatha Christie is that she has so many books and I'm never quite sure where to start. I picked this up at a used bookstore, so you Agatha Christie experts, can you let me know, is this an okay place to start? Because if not, I will totally take your recommendation and I will switch it out for a different Agatha Christie book. But this is good. I'm really happy about this because I can't believe I haven't read Agatha Christie. I'm gonna have to do a little research and make sure I can start with this. But look at that cover. Somebody's definitely dead. Can I put this here? I don't know. We're gonna try. Let's see if it'll stay there. Okay, it stayed. One down. Let's see what happens next. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Oh, guys, this couldn't be going better. I've really been dying to read this book. Okay, let me go get it. So the book that I picked out of the jar is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Don't know if I said that right at all, but this is, I think, a historical fiction mystery, maybe a little bit literary fiction as well. Not sure. I like to go into things blind. I first learned about this book from actually an in real life friend of mine who this is like his favorite book, and he has pretty good taste as far as my friends go. And so I think this is going to be great. I've also just heard generally really good things. It's set in Spain, Barcelona in the 40s. That's all I really know right now. But if you've read this, let me know. I'm super excited that this is on the list. Yay! And putting that right there. I don't know why I said it like that. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Some of my fears are coming true. This is a lot. Let me get it real quick. So I pulled this puppy, a compilation of H.P. Lovecraft. So this was a gift as well. I think my mom got it at Costco and she was like, I think you would like this. And she doesn't probably know anything about Lovecraft, but if she did, I'm not sure she would give it to me. But I personally was really excited to get this book. Also, it's beautiful. This came out of Costco. I didn't realize Costco had such beautiful hardcovers in their store. Go figure. This is some classic sci-fi horror, I believe. And I'm you know what? I'm into this right now because I've been reading and also watching some spooky things lately. So this is good. We can do this. All right. H.P. Lovecraft. Here we come, 2021. Okay. Here we go. Oh, all right. Okay, that's good because it's a little bit of a lighter read. So, phew. So the next book I ended up picking was a Ruth Ware book. Have never read Ruth Ware, but enjoying some thrillers lately. Enjoying a thriller right now, actually. I picked up a Riley Sager book recently, and Ruth Ware is another one of those really big thriller authors that I've never tried. So this is In a Dark, Dark Wood. I think I've heard mixed things about this one. I'm not sure this is a fan favorite necessarily, but let's see, what is this guy about? No synopsis on the back whatsoever, which is probably fine. It's probably fine. I assume there's a wood. There's some dark woods happening. Reese Witherspoon says, prepare to be scared, really scared. So, you know, I have fun being scared. I enjoy a scary book. So, yeah, let's see. I'm gonna have to do this faster, otherwise this is gonna be a super long video. Good, okay, another one I've had for a really long time. Also not a super hard read, so great. This is My Lady Jane. A YA historical fantasy, perhaps? I think I've heard this is quite humorous as well. Get some YA in there, that's good. I'm glad I have some YA in this pile. Don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. I can't even hold it. Oh, sweet. A BookTube favorite. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This is definitely a very hyped one. The premise of this one caught me immediately once I heard it. So in this book, this lady, Evelyn Hardcastle, dies every day until this dude, Aidan Bishop, can identify her killer and break the cycle. So it's a bit of like a Groundhog Day kind of trope, which I love. Who doesn't love that? And every day he wakes up, he finds himself in the body of a different guest at the party where she's killed. This just sounds so great, and I've heard good things. I'm ready for this. So far, really liking these picks, guys. This is going much better than I expected. Oh, this was like a really long one. So it was inevitable that I was going to pick it. But luckily, it's not a really long book. It's a shorty. It is Like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. This was another random used bookstore pick, and I think I've had this one for a little while. At least maybe a couple years. Set in Mexico, I think maybe at the turn of the century. And it's about a family saga. There's food involved, and I think there's even some recipes in this from what I could tell. It says a novel in monthly installments with recipes, romances, and home remedies. This sounds kind of cozy. I'm hoping it is cozy. This sounds pretty fun. I'm excited. And it's Latin American, and I haven't read a lot of Latin American literature, so hooray. Next up, we have picked... Ooh, this is probably a good thing because I don't know when I would pick this up otherwise. It's just one of those books I've hung on to for forever. It is The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. I think this centers around a mother and a daughter, so it's going to have probably some generational drama and family drama. And I know Amy Tan is a very popular, loved author. So I'm glad this was picked because I probably wouldn't have gotten to it super fast. So this is good and also not super long. So awesome. Another really long piece of paper. Okay, so I picked Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This book has some creepy pictures on the back. Whew, gonna give me nightmares from just the pictures alone. I'm a little nervous about this because it is a series, so if I like this one, I will feel compelled to fill up my TBR with the rest of the series, but that's okay. All I know about this is there is an abandoned orphanage involved and some historical photos. The girl on the front is like floating above the ground, so thinking maybe some paranormal activity in this. I could be totally off about that. I've been interested in this ever since I found out it was Jesse the Reader's, I think, favorite series. He loves this book and Ransom Riggs, so always wanted to try it. Getting a pretty good variety here, which is exactly what I wanted. Thank you for cooperating with me. I'm talking to inanimate objects. That's normal. Ooh, awesome. A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Let's just grab... Oh, nope, not that one. This one. I only own the first one in the series. Another series. Great. Like I need to start another series. But I do really want to read this one. It's one of V.E. Schwab's most beloved series, and fantasy, I believe there's some jumping between worlds. There's like Red London, Grey London, Black London, different like dimensions of London, which sounds pretty neat. And then a main character who I think can travel between those Londons. So hopefully if I like this one, I can find some time to continue in the series. So I need to pick 4 more books. I have 17 books so far. All right, 4 more. We can do this. Be nice to me, TBR Jar. Yay! Oh my gosh, thank you. Still talking to jars. Okay. Not normal. Not normal behavior. I had actually really wanted to read this already this year. I almost put it on my January TBR and just didn't work out. But now I have a good excuse to get to it. That's Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I've never read Little Women. I actually barely know the story. I've only read like a kid's picture book when I was a kid. I had a pretty cool like illustrated version of Little Women, but that was so long ago, don't remember the story. And this is adorable. This version, hello. It's a big hunky one, so might need to wait for summer for this one. We'll see. I need definitely some time to get through this one, but it might be easier to read than it looks. It just looks pretty hunky. Super happy about this. 3 more books, I think. Seriously, I knew this was gonna happen. Okay, this is an undertaking. Man, I don't know if I will hold myself to read the entire volume of this, but I have a bind-up of the complete works, or some works, a lot of works of Oscar Wilde, which I really want to get to Oscar Wilde. I have never read The Picture of Dorian Gray before, and I know it's a lot of people's favorite book. I have a feeling I'm going to really like it too. There's also The Importance of Being Earnest in here. Can I get through this whole thing? I don't know. This is a really cool old edition though. I will at least read The Picture of Dorian Gray out of here. I don't know if I'm gonna get to every single poem and short story in here. We'll see, because I also have Lovecraft, which has a lot in it as well. I knew this was gonna happen. 2 more books. Oh, okay. I haven't read this author in a long time. I picked some Margaret Atwood, Cat's Eye. I have read The Blind Assassin, and I loved it when I read it. Now, it's been since high school since I read it. I've never read The Handmaid's Tale, which is kind of the one to read, I know. But it shouldn't kill me to read Cat's Eye first, I don't think. I don't know, I shouldn't say that before I know anything about it. I don't know the story or premise of this at all. But I do know I have enjoyed Margaret Atwood in the past. One more, guys. This has been a journey. Thank you for going on this journey. This one is hopping out, so maybe it wants me to pick him. Do I want to pick him? I'm going to pick him. Oh, just dropped another. Oh, yes. Okay. It's a short one, guys. It'll be an easy one to get through. It's not another hefty classic compilation, so phew. It's a shorty. We can fly through this in like a day. Easy. This is Sick of Me, and it's a nonfiction, so hooray. I don't think I had any nonfiction really picked out yet, so that's good. Sick of Me by Whitney Capps. This is a women's Christian book all about just authenticity and being fake on social media versus like real life, and just dealing with some of those feelings of inadequacy, I think, when you are comparing yourself to everyone else on the internet. I don't know why I got this. I think I had a gift card actually for like a Christian bookstore, and they were going out of business, and I was like, uh-oh, I gotta use my gift card. Oh, look at that, I have to buy some books. And I think I ended up throwing this in my cart and not knowing anything about it. So yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, it's a smattering of things for sure. That's really what I expected to happen and what I wanted to happen. So success. 21 books to read in 2021. I'm excited because I have a mixture of things that I haven't thought about picking up recently, and then some things that I've really wanted to pick up in the near future. So this is good, except for maybe a couple of them. A couple of them I'm very nervous about. Looking at you, Oscar Wilde and H.P. Lovecraft. Let me know down in the comments, have you read any of these books? Also, would you like to buddy read any of these? I would totally be down. Help me get through some of these. Would anyone like to buddy read all of H.P. Lovecraft's short stories with me? I don't know if you want to do that, but you know, if you want to, I'm here. I'm here to do it. Any of these books, let me know. Buddy reads, I would be excited to do that with you. If you look in the description box, you're going to see a few other ways you can connect with me. I have an Instagram, Goodreads, and an email address, so feel free to reach out in any of those other platforms if you would like to. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep reading great books. And until next time, I have a lot of reading to do. Bye!